When one thinks of Tofino, British Columbia, surfing is the sport that automatically comes to mind. But did you know that there's another sport that, starting in 2005, gained incredible popularity out here called Standup Paddleboarding? What's Standup Paddleboarding? And what do you need to get started? Let's find out.
Otherwise, what you're going to need is some sort of immersion gear if you're in a cooler area with cold water. So here we wear wetsuits, you can wear dry suits, or you can just wear non-cotton clothing. Or if you're somewhere hot and warm, bathing suit's great.
Before heading into Grice Bay, which is in the Pacific Rim, we dress in wetsuits to protect ourselves from the cold water. Life jackets are also essential, especially for beginners. Waterproof shoes or booties can also be worn for protection from sharp rocks or to aid with grip on the paddleboard.
So paddles come in all different forms. You can have an adjustable paddle, and those will often be a little bit cheaper. It's all based on what the gear's made of. So the higher end paddles are going to be carbon paddles.
It's important to choose the right paddle for your height. Instructors at the Tashi Paddle School demonstrate that the height of your paddle should be roughly the same as the height of your arm extended up over your head.
Now, for paddleboards, you can go as cheap as maybe a $500 paddleboard at Costco to specialty racing or touring paddleboards that are around the $2,000 or $3,000 price. So, kind of thinking about what you want to do with a paddleboard. I know a lot of people like inflatable paddleboards because then they can pack them into backpacks and in their car that way. Or here we use a lot of epoxy paddleboards because they're sleek, they're able to keep their speed a little bit better, and that way you can explore more of the coastline.
Carrie shares her thoughts with us before heading into the water.
Well, I'm pretty stoked. I really like to paddle. I like to kayak, and I've only paddleboarded once before, and I had a really good time, and I'm really stoked to be on the water. It's a beautiful day. The water looks nice and smooth, so it's a good day for us to go out there, and I just love being on the water, so I'm pretty happy.
The toughest part when learning to stand up paddleboard is to actually get up onto the board. To stand up, begin by climbing onto the board and getting into a kneeling position. With feet toward the outer edges of the board, engage your core muscles, slowly stand up in balance, using the paddle to help you.
Not only is stand-up paddleboarding a relaxing pastime that allows you to be one with nature, there are also many health benefits associated with it. By balancing on the board, you work the muscles in your body's core. By paddling, you are working the muscles in your arms. And by getting on and off the board, you're providing a great workout for your legs.
So, now that you've had a chance to learn a little bit about stand-up paddleboarding, it's your turn. With minimal costs, minimal equipment, and a really fast learning curve, it's time that you give it a try.